Before we begin, this episode does contain conversation around suicide and mental health issues, and therefore listener discretion is advised. If you don't mind, I want to bring back some of the stats that we've overlooked, because I know that we started by talking about death by suicide, which is obviously the ultimate price to pay, and is the worst possible outcome. Mm-hmm. But there were a couple of things that I picked up on from a couple of I believe Mates in Mind are a charity as well. Yeah. And a couple of their stats were that 48% of people in the industry have taken time off due to stress. Mm-hmm. 91% have felt overwhelmed with workload, mm-hmm. and then 26% have experienced suicidal thoughts. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I'm a massive advocate of talking. I think that's one of the best things you can do. Yeah. But is there anything else that through your work that's come up that people can go, oh, maybe I'll consider that, or I'll consider that?
Yeah, I mean, it's all the things that we've heard and things. So, obviously emotional well-being and physical well-being, they're so closely linked, right? Yeah. That like look after yourself more and be a bit selfish and
invest in yourself.
In yourself, right? So, go out and walk and do some exercise.
Listen to the right stuff, read the right stuff.
Exactly, exactly. If you're putting positive things in, that's going to have an impact. Like eat well, like all of these things make such a difference.
They do.
To people. And, we have each month, so we've got two things that people can use to try and help them with that side of things. So we have a health calendar, where every month it's a different topic, and that could be financial well-being, it could be physical health, it could be mental health, like all these different topics. We have lots of different resources, hints and tips, different things that you can read about all of those topics. And then as part of the health calendar, we have a wellbeing talk every month, which is free. Anyone can sign up to. You just have to kind of go online, sign up to them. And they're the first Wednesday of every month between 8:30 and 9:30 a.m. Mm-hmm. And again, so we have experts on there. We have inspirational speakers telling their stories. Okay. We've had kind of Paralympians on there that tell us their journey and how physical exercise has like really helped them with their mental health. Yeah. We have people talking about resilience and how you can build that. Yeah. And then we have more practical things like family law and how do you navigate family law. Okay. Right. So I would encourage anyone listening to this to sign up to those wellbeing talks, because they're really good. And we tend to, so when we look at what we're going to cover for the year, we'll look at what are we seeing. Right. Okay. So what are the issues that are coming up? We saw that apprentices are reaching out for help more. So we did a month around that and that kind of thing. So I would definitely encourage people to do that. And also, I think as well, ultimately you're responsible for your own mental health. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And you need to, as we've said, look after yourself and put boundaries in place as well. So, if you're not comfortable with something, or if you need to change something in order to help your mental health, then that's down to you to do that. And I guess there's so many things that we could talk about around this, right? But the key thing is taking control of your own mental health, which I know is sometimes very, very difficult, right? Yeah. But there's a lot of things that you can do to help that, and then there's a safety net there for you as well.
I think that's a good point, because talking, great, and again, I'll say it again, I'm a massive advocate of talking. I think it's certainly it's a foundation. Yes. Right. That's what it's like a baseline is what you need. But I think it was David Goggins. I'm not sure if you're familiar with David Goggins.
Get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah. He's an absolute legend, that guy. And one of the things that I heard him say before was, you might have people around you, but for 24 hours every single day, it's you in your own head. Yeah. You're always in there on your own, and that can be your worst enemy or your greatest asset. Yeah. So I think one of the big challenges with mental health is there isn't a silver bullet.
No.
But I'm really glad that you've said that it's ultimately down to you, because it is, and it's a multitude of things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You've got to find ways of enjoying the work day. How you go about that, don't know. For me personally, it was I'm gonna try and have fun every single day.
Yeah.
And then outside of work, it's, what do you enjoy doing? Put all your energy into that.
Yeah.
What do you find fulfilling?
And it's a very personal thing, isn't it? And every individual will be different. And what I'm not saying is that just get on with it and sort your own mental health out. I'm not saying that. I think it's a lot around, we talk about this prevention and before you get to that point, right?
Yeah.
And there is a lot that you can do in that prevention stage. Educate yourself, make sure you're physically well, make sure you're eating well, make sure, people talk about mindfulness a lot, right? And for some people that's great. For some people it's just not a thing for them. But there might be things, as you say, I don't know, maybe you like to play darts. Go and play darts for a bit,
Exactly.
You can do all of these things. And for some people, regular counselling, just as a standard, really helps them. That really works for them.
Yeah.
For
it's
others,
so subjective.
Yeah, it's so subjective. I guess the thing is, it's do all that you can to look after yourself and prioritise yourself and invest in yourself. And if you need a helping hand, it's there.
Yep. Yeah, and do not be scared to talk. There's always somebody who will listen to you.
There's always someone. And as well, I think what's really interesting is that once you see it a lot, once someone starts to open up, it's amazing how many other people go, oh yeah, I've had that, or I felt that. And you have these shared experiences,
Absolutely.
And that's why, we have lots of our cases that we help, they're amazing people and they are willing to stand up and share their experiences because they just want to kind of pay it forward, and say it's all right to feel like that. I went through that as well.
I think there's probably if you're the kind of person who can talk openly about the experience that you've gone through in respect of mental health, I would suggest that you're walking proof that you can. I don't say get over it because it can be it can be a constant that you can manage.
Yeah.
But you've certainly grown and evolved and become stronger.
Yeah.
Resilience, that's the word.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.